Dave from the Redneck Garage. Well, I'm out in the garage today, and it's pretty nice outside. It's going to be about 50 degrees. We're going to be working on getting the dash put back in, finishing up a little bit of wiring, and I'm going to polish some plastic. So let's take a look at those videos. Randy's here! Yeah. He had a big old breakfast this morning. He's like full as a tick, like a hound dog. There's some southern saying, I don't know what it is. Alright, we're out working on the Jeep. Holy crap. I'm trying to cipher out this wiring, and I'm getting pretty close, tell you the truth, but I'm going to have to mount this. But there's a couple things that are bothering me, like the brake light switch and a few other little odds and ends. Before I put this skeleton up there that gets in the way, I'm trying to kind of figure out what's up with that, and then we can mount this, and then pretty much get started on putting all the new stuff in, like the dash and the steering wheel and everything else. So super cool. Alright, I'm kind of in wiring hell right now, but pretty close, ready to go ahead and set this up in here and see where we're fitting. Connect up my defroster tubes. Okay, all the airbag crap has to go on before you put this up, and that's your power lead that goes to the airbag. Hey, I figured that out. And it comes up here and it sits on these posts right there, and you can come up from underneath. Kinda, sorta. It's a pain in the butt, really, to bolt your airbag module up to the firewall again. Installed, then I got to put this cover on, which goes up to these. There's two bolts on the side, which are almost impossible to see up here where my finger is. So you got to get all that on and then slide it up over, and then you got bolts that hold it on here. But it's like, you know, you're mounting a bomb that goes off when you have an accident, so I guess it's going to be pretty well secured, but this cover is a pain in the butt. Alright, so let me tell you, that airbag is a pain in the butt, but you know what? It looks really good now that it's painted and back on. And now that you can see the skeleton on there, it's starting to look more like a Jeep, actually. I'm going to start working on the wiring harness. It actually runs underneath this channel here in the bottom and clips up in there and it goes across. So I'm going to try to get the wiring harness, this one, here, kind of roughly where it's supposed to go. That's for the heater. This is the old control module. I've got a new one, but that's basically, this stuff goes all to the center. All that wiring comes up here through the center, through that little channel, for your radio and your heater controls and things like that. So let me see if I can get that routed real quick. I tell you, this is one big jigsaw puzzle. And I'm trying to remember where everything goes. So I'm going to consult my diagrams. I'm not sure what those go to. Man, there's a bunch of plugs that I don't have accounted for. I think this is the steering wheel. That's got to be like the steering wheel starter, everything else. I'm guessing that's it. That must be your headlight or multifunction switch adapter. I know that I've got a headlight switch that goes right here, and that may be the back of that. That's the headlight switch. That's what that is. Cool. So this must be all the other externals, like steering wheel, everything else. And then this is your heater, cigarette lighter, all that garbage. I'm in the back window here, just to give you kind of a bird's eye view of what's going on. You can see I've got the wiring coming up through for the bottom switches. I've got the wiring for the radio. I'm waiting on some adapters for that. Steering wheel is painted, installed, dash is installed, everything's screwed in, got the wiring harness tucked underneath. I got some unidentified wires. I'm not sure where they go, but I imagine when we start coming back together we'll figure it out. Dashboard, the plastic is polished on the instrument panel, so it's looking really, really good. Just waiting for a couple little piece parts to be able to tie that stuff back together. Now I'm going to have to take a look at this rear wiring harness to see what wires actually are still here for the rear window, the wiper motor, and the windshield washer. I think they may all be there, and I may not have to use that harness. And I think I have the switches, so that's super cool. Those go back down. I've got to route those over to the tail lights. We've got body armor that goes here across the bottom. So we've got a lot to do, but it's starting to come back together, which I'm super happy about. So I'd really like to get some power to it to see how it's working. So there you go, we're getting closer and closer to be able to put power to this thing and see if the radio works and the blower works and all this stuff that I've worked on. actually will come on. Jerry, my buddy from BS Corner, we were joking about what are we going to find wrong after you get going, and anytime you do a build like this, you're going to find something wrong, so keep your fingers crossed. So now we're going to be working on distributor, injection, getting the motor wired up, and hopefully within the next week we'll be able to fire this baby up and see how it runs. And then that might be a short end of these videos, because I'll push it off down in the creek and light a match to it. But anyway, I'm excited to hear it run, and I'm also excited to get the power to it where I can actually start doing some wiring on speakers and radios and all that kind of cool stuff. And on a side note, we just hit 4,000 subscribers, and I couldn't do it without each and every one of y'all. And you know what? It's such a privilege and an honor to be able to partner with you, working on stuff in the driveway and getting your comments and suggestions. You know, it's really just a really cool thing for me to be able to do that. So thank you very much. We're going to just keep on keeping on. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.